Men staying single means men don't approach women anymore. That's obvious, isn't it? That's obvious in me saying it, isn't it? It's obvious from a lot of modern perspectives, a lot of modern narratives on the internet. It's obvious, isn't it? Interesting. When I first started making content, many years ago, many years ago, there were so many women in my comment section saying, the points you're making don't make sense because they don't reflect on most men. It's only a few small niche men that are being single and staying single. Do you know what it made me realize about a lot of modern women commenting on the internet and making their points? They assumed that men making their points on the internet was from a very small niche perspective. They didn't understand that, wait a second, women, regardless of men talking on the internet, they can see in real time what's going on. In fact, a lot of the men on the internet came about because of what's going on. It's not the other way around. In fact, it's far less the other way around. So is it a case of art imitating life or life imitating art? The problems existed for people to exist to make the points. I'm just saying.
Are any other women out there just like exclusively approached by creeps and weirdos?
Wow.
For whatever reason, I only publicly attract the kind of man that just like completely lacks social boundaries and says like, and does uncomfortable things.
Okay, so here we have a lovely young girly pop complaining about the Uggo cave trolls,
creeps and weirdos,
the swamp beast monster men that approach her. Now I'm exaggerating, aren't I? But here's what a lot of women don't understand when they make these points. Yes, they don't like a lot of, unattractive men approaching them. But all men hear the points. All men.
Creeps and weirdos.
I hope you're focused and on your square. And because a lot of men have actually listened to what women have been saying, they've actually taken it into account, strangely enough. Wow, men don't listen. Yeah, a lot of men who are actually decent men and understand boundaries will take it into account. And sadly, he may question to himself wait a second, I don't know if she would think I'm one of those cave troll beast bastards of men that she's complaining about. You see where I'm going? Whereas she's complaining about a certain type and crop of men.
Weirdos.
A lot of men would question, well, to you woman, do you see me as that? Because even in himself as a man, he may be fully confident. This is where women get the approach thing wrong. They don't understand it's not a lack of confidence thing. It's more a sense of how they see you, isn't it? So yeah, she's cussing a type of man without understanding every man can hear it.
Weirdos.
To and around me. I hate it. I'd rather not be approached at all, but why is this the specific genre of person that is approaching me? Like, maybe it's a combination of like, I'm chubby, medium ugly, and like alternative or weird or what.
Wow, okay. Okay, well, I mean, you're putting a lot on the table, aren't you? I mean, you're not exaggerating basically about your stats.
Chubby, medium ugly, bruh.
As some men would say. I'm not going to mention anything. She's a lovely young woman, But I mean, she's saying that she's a chubby, mid, alternative, goth sort of chick who's a bit weird. So maybe that's why she attracts weird dudes. In some way, is she attracting her level? I mean, if she were a dude, would she be the type of man she's attracting? I wonder how many women think about that. Like, damn woman, if you're a man, that's the sort of man you'd be. But then again, I think some women assume there'd be some 6 foot plus tall, handsome, rich dude, a 666 man basically. I think a lot of women believe if they were men, they'd be 666 men. Oh, the irony.
Have you? To name an example, I go to a community college. I'm on campus and a man pushing 40 stopped me after a lab while I had a migraine and kept pushing me to get my number.
Wow.
I had another guy trauma dump about his grandfather dying and then just got up and walked away from me when I casually mentioned that I spent the weekend with my boyfriend.
Damn. Now that's not good. Again, it's not a cap for weird men. We understand weird men exist. However, the broader picture is being painted. Now, theoretically, if sometime in the future she sees a man who she deems as, oh, he's handsome, oh, he's lovely, he seems like my sort of man, I want him to approach me. Now, she says she doesn't want to be approached at all, but okay, whatever. But if the opportunity does come up where she does want to be approached, that man may have heard her and one of the other millions, if not thousands of other women on the internet waffling about men approaching him. And that guy there, who in some weird way may have been the one for her, even though the one doesn't exist, but whatever. Yeah, he would be hesitant. He would think twice about it. He may already be too focused on his life to even think about approaching you anyway, simply because of the narrative.
Weirdos.
Yeah, you don't want uggos and creeps to approach you, but sadly the men you may want to approach you eventually, they may think themselves uggos and creeps to you, simply because of narratives. Yeah?
I want to know what provokes them to approach me specifically. I don't know.
The reality is that social media has changed things. And it's changed things for men and women, because I've even had male friends, male family members who are both Muslim and non-Muslim say that they are more likely to get a response from a girl through a DM, let's say on Instagram, than a positive feeling from necessarily approaching women, which is interesting. I'm always interested to know how men feel about it, because I agree with you. Like, the concept of being approached in public is much nicer and feels so much more organic than apps or DMs. But I also have heard, and this is just my experience from guys that I've spoken to, say, we see the TikToks of girls being like, when I'm in the gym, I'm there to train, don't disturb me, don't approach me. And they're like, oh, maybe she really doesn't want to be approached. Or if I'm out shopping on the weekend and I say hi to someone, I don't want her to feel, uncomfortable, or that I'm being scary or threatening in any way. So it's a tricky line.
What a lovely woman making her points. This is exactly what I've been talking about since the video started.
Don't disturb me, don't approach me,
Women's perception that this wouldn't affect men, that things wouldn't affect men, that men wouldn't see certain things and act according to what they can see going on. Because in terms of listening to content on the internet, a lot of men are listening to what women are saying. Again, a lot of men are listening to what women are saying. But the simple point is, as I've been saying, even when these men are of the crop, the type of man that women want to approach, they're hesitant as well. Oh, why? The narrative exists. The narrative is broad. Women assumed it was niche. It was not niche. It was never niche. Probably not spoken about a lot. It was never niche. So when men are hearing everything being said and spoken about, and they're actually listening, interesting, they're listening. Oh my God, men are listening. Wow, emotional intelligence. Good God, didn't think men had it, but whatever. Even when men are listening and adhering and not approaching, women still can't understand what's happening. They're still baffled as to what's going on. They still only assumed it was the uggos and creeps that didn't want to approach him that wouldn't approach him. They didn't understand that, well, woman, he has no idea to you if he is that. Yeah, it's all so simple, isn't it? It's like, who's been naive this entire time? It's like men have been saying this for years. A lot of men have been saying this for years, not just me. And regardless of saying it, it's been known. A lot of men know it. So women are juggling back and forth, running around in circles asking, where are men? Why aren't men approaching? Why aren't men at venues? Though the information has been there all along. But sadly, it requires a mirror and accountability.
To this day!
Damn.
As what I've learned from men. The huge caveat is obviously if a guy's going to approach a girl in public, to do so politely, but I've literally seen it. Actually, at university, me and my friends were hanging out. We all went for Thai food after class. Lovely. And one of our friends, he had a crush on the waitress who was in the restaurant. So we were all standing outside the restaurant after, like, hesitant to leave or not, because he hadn't spoken to her. And me and my girlfriend, we literally said to him, you have to go in. Like, we are girls. We are telling you it is okay.
We are girls. We are telling you it is okay.
We literally said to him, just tell her, like, hi, I think you're beautiful. Like, I'd love to get your number and catch up. So go for coffee or dinner sometime. And he did. And she literally said to him, she said, oh, I'm so sorry. I have a boyfriend, but, like, you were so polite. So she even did give him that, like, kudos for being polite. But I've also...
I didn't see this part of the video, but I was thinking, they're setting him up. Like, oh my God, poor dude, they're setting him up.
We are girls. We are telling you it is okay.
Not that it was bad, but it was like, But that in itself is proof of certain points men make, that a lot of women themselves don't even understand it, even though they're women themselves.
We are girls.
They're trying to teach you how to fish. It's like, no. Because even as a man, I kind of thought, no, they're kind of setting him up. The atmosphere doesn't seem necessarily right. She's at work. But interestingly enough, I'm a man that noticed that boundary. Not that you can't pick up a chick at work. That's not the point. It's not the point I'm making. However, yeah. So sadly, they set him up, and sadly. And she might not have even had a boyfriend. I'm just saying.
Seen with other best friends, them approach a girl and her be really horrible, even though I know they were so polite to her. So it's tricky, guys. I feel like there are issues on both sides. If girls want to be approached, I feel like we want to be approached respectfully. But we have to also acknowledge that men do fear rejection. I would fear rejection. I mean, the thought of going up to someone is intimidating.
And again, at the start, I made certain points. For some dumb reason, women thought only uggo dudes feared rejection. and they thought that was the entire premise of Men with Microphones, and he was like, what the hell are you talking about? That is so naive, it's so far off the point that you're not even present in the conversation.
But I would do it, honestly. I'm just a confident person, but as a girl, sometimes you just don't want to have to do that. It doesn't feel very feminine or very... You just want to be the one that's chased. But I give grace to guys for also not feeling like they want to approach people anymore. And I do think that social media has changed things. I think in some ways it connects us. In some ways it totally disconnects us. We are all on the tubes, on our phones. Actually, I met this incredible woman at a beauty event recently for work. And she was telling me about the story of how she met her husband. And she said, we both got onto the train and we were sat opposite each other. And she said, neither of us were on our phones. I think it was he was reading a book. And she just said something to him about the book that he was reading, and kind of like made it known to him that she would be okay to talk. And that was literally it. That was how they met. And then she said it was like an instant connection, and now they're married.
But then again, it doesn't matter where she goes, how she looks, how she dresses. It does not matter. Women had no idea the narrative that they were putting out was so strong that it had nothing to do with what men were saying. The world is yours. Have a nice day.
Creeps and weirdos. Don't disturb me, don't approach me.